Hi everyone, and welcome to Module 8. You have made it, and you're almost done. I was really happy with the work you did in the wikis with Module 7. I thought that showed really deep understanding of what Clay is trying to theorize in the inner control, and you had really concrete examples to go with that. So you should make use of that with your case study analysis and with your student study team role plays. Some of those examples should really help you in terms of thinking about your own, as well as when you are acting in those roles where you are reviewing another case study. So feel free to look at other wikis other than your own group, and you might even want to kind of cut and paste those into a document. Those might be good for future use in your work. Okay, so Module 8 is ready. Everything is there for you. Some of you might have already seen the case study, which I loaded up. But anyway, here is your main purpose here is to go from theory to real life and to get you ready for going on and using this in your workplace. Okay, so lots of things to do to wrap up. We've got the case study analysis. This is due on Sunday. You have your VoiceThread role play. There's two parts here. Part one is the kind of creating the group VoiceThread, and part two is responding. I'm going to go over those in a minute, and then we'll go back to this. You please do your evaluations. Those are super helpful. I'm going up for tenure this in a year from now, and I need to upload all of the comments and evaluations as part of that process. So anything you say is helpful, and I do make changes based on people's feedback. Okay, so here's your case study analysis. This is a assignment button. Let me see. Let me just make sure. Yes. So this is an assignment button where you're going to upload your files. Here are the instructions, and by files, you'll see that I'm asking for pictures of the artifacts that I asked you to identify 2 or 3 of those. And there are, if I haven't told you already to do this, the handout that I gave you last week on the student study role play, just throw that away. This is the updated version, and then down here are the updated versions of what you need to do here. So sorry about that. I think what we've got is something that you're really gonna like. Okay, so we're doing this as a VoiceThread, and I met with my consultant Christine, who you'll see her video, and we worked this out together. We think this is the best way to do presentations, and also this really is going to enable you to really mock this process in an authentic way. So you need to download both these, and you might want to print these instructions so you can kind of have them next to you while you're working on the VoiceThread. You don't have to, but that's just a suggestion. This has your groups. I was random in the assignments, and what I did was I basically figured out, okay, so you're numbered like 1 through 4, and then I randomly figured out that number 1s were going to be this and the number 2s were going to be this. I drew little papers out of my little hat. So I tried to make that as random as possible. Okay, she just created this for your class, so start by watching that. And the instructions here are the written version of this. It's so basically the main difference with this VoiceThread compared to the VoiceThread you did before is before I created the VoiceThread and you responded to it, and now you are creating them. Each group is going to create one, and then people will respond to those. So the presenter will start first, and they will basically create the VoiceThread, but the presenters are going to be using their case study analysis. So it feels like they're doing more work, but they're actually kind of not, because they're just using their case study analysis, but they're doing the work of starting the VoiceThread. They're doing the tech work. Okay, lots of resources for you to look at. This is the database that Barry and Ashley created here, so you're going to want to take a look at that. Here are some developmental milestones, the 5 stages of the readers, the composition dimensions that went with the little books that people did, I keep referring to this as the Bonnie Hill Continuum, so there it is. And then down here is the Sylvia referenced the guidelines for using MISCU analysis with EL students. So that's just some FYI stuff. Okay, so the deadlines for this, on Friday, this is ready to go. Saturday, deadline for presenters to post. I will be checking in on Saturday. Presenters, if you have trouble with that, let me know on Saturday so that I can troubleshoot with you, but I think you're going to be just fine. It's really straightforward. And then it's reading specialists / reading interventions. You're going to start posting on Sunday and finish on Monday. The parents are going to go, and then the parents are going to finish there. If you are in a group with 4, there are 2 reading specialists. So it is up to you to divide that up. My suggestions are, like, there's a part with a theorist. Each person can take 1 theorist. Each person can take 1 aspect to respond to, that kind of thing. This is an involved role, so it makes sense to have 2 people do it. So just communicate with each other, and then you'll each be posting your own version of that on the VoiceThread, is how that's going to work. Okay, so that's part 1, and then part 2 is the actual looking at another group's VoiceThread presentation and commenting on that. So you can start doing this on Sunday. Not everyone is going to be totally finished on Sunday, but that is okay. Basically, the key presentation will be up there. The reading specialist is going to start being up there, and you're going to finish here. So you're going to comment like you did our regular VoiceThread by going to the VoiceThread, clicking on the plus, and you will see that. Let me just show you. It looks a little different, so I'm just going to show you what the VoiceThread looks like. So here. Okay. So you're going to, this is basically our course, right? So as previously you just went to 1 of these, and then here, this is the big thing for presenters, you're going to add your own. And you're going to label it, group 1, and then you're going to end up with a kind of a chunk of slides like this that everyone will have access to. So then when it's my turn to comment, or your turn to comment, you're going to go and you're going to click on one of the groups, and then you'll see the whole presentation here. So it's going to be pretty cool. Okay. And give me feedback on this. If this is a disaster, let me know. We won't do it again. Or if there's certain things that didn't work, or if certain people feel like they had to do more work than others, just let me know all of this. Critique is welcome and built in to the process. And again, this last time I did it just with a wiki. But I think I'm curious about how this is going to work. I think this is going to work better with you sharing the artifacts. That's the idea. Okay, enough of that. Again, enjoy this, and let me know if you have problems. I'll be around Saturday and Sunday to try to troubleshoot. So I'll be checking in on the email. And again, we need to get things posted by the weekend so that everything kind of flows. One other thing with your grades, I'll remind you of this later, the grading deadline is super tight. So I'm going to be late on those, and I got permission from the registrar. So do not worry if you check your grade and it says NR, like non-reported. You will get your grade. It's just going to be in like probably a week from when you post. So do not worry about that. Okay, talk to you soon.